Gaelic Video Productions present the 1981 Tipperary County Final. Camera Hugh Lynch, sound Lee Moshe. Captions Tony Tuher, with commentary by Donal Sheedy. You are looking at a replica of the Tipperary Senior County Medal, and with the men of both Roscrea and Borris-Ileigh equally determined to win the Premier Award of the Premier County, we look forward to a final full of all the thrills and drama one associates with Tipperary hurling at its best. We were left in no doubt that Borris-Ileigh are determined to win when our cameras visited there on the eve of the final. We spoke to Tom Tierney, chairman of Borris-Ileigh Club, who recalled the great Borris-Ileigh teams of the past, especially the team who won the county final in 1949. On that team were Philly Ryan, Jim Quinn, Tom Ryan Murray, Jim Costello, Ned Ryan, Joe Ryan, Raphael Ryan, Donal Maher, William Stapelton, Paddy Kenny and Sean Kenny. Joe Dwyer, Ed Finn, Phil Kenny, Phil Maher, Phil Crowley, Paddy Ryan, Sonny Hackett and Dew Burke. Jimmy Finn. Jimmy Coffey, Martin Ryan and Ned Ryan. We asked Tom for his comments on tomorrow's final.
We're speaking to Frank Lynch, Main Street Clock Jordan, and he's asked me to give a comment with regard to tomorrow's game. That is the game, the county final, as you know, 81 between Borris-Ileigh and Roscrea, and he's asked me to give a few comments on how I feel the match should go. Well, first of all, anyway, I must say that I'm very confident of tomorrow's outcome. With regard to the team's preparations, if you take it for the last 90 days, that's up to tonight, from the 29th of July, we have trained 30 nights in all. We've had 4 championship games, 2 festival games, a challenge game, 5 video session recordings and 6 players meetings. So our preparation has been more or less once in every 2 days or so, and I've got a tremendous response to the boys in training. They're very, very dedicated. Discipline has been good in the camp, and on tomorrow's game, I feel that if we play the field, there's a big field in Thurles, first quarter of an hour, it'll be all ground hurling, I'm sure. Both sides will be feeling how the others will be reacting. But on the outcome anyway, I would say Borris-Ileigh to be on top by 7 points. With our last training session in Tipperary last Wednesday evening, and they all look very, very well, all look fresh. And it's one aspect of the game which I think Roscrea will be a bit maybe sore, some of them, as reported, after last Sunday's game with their game in Holy Cross. That's all really I have to say. We're quite relaxed. We're a players' meeting tonight. If everything goes well for us, if we keep our balls low into the forward line, keep it out on the wings, get first to the ball, low time, low on the ground. They have been well advised as to how they should play their game. They have been well trained, and it's
Earlier in the week, we visited St. Cronan's Park, home of the Roscrea team, who were training vigorously in preparation for the forthcoming struggle with Borris-Ileigh. Roscrea are determined to avenge the defeat they suffered at the hands of Borris-Ileigh in the North Tip final. With Willie Riley responsible for training, there is no doubt that Roscrea will be at their peak for the county final. Willie, who has been associated with the Roscrea club for more years than he cares to remember, gave us his views on the forthcoming county final.
Team. First of all, I would like to ask you, Willie, how long you've been associated with the Roscrea club?
Well, approximately 30 years from 1951 to the present day, 81. I was a player minor in 1951, and I've been on the senior team for 10 years and then took over juvenile in 1965 and then moved on to senior in 1968 when they won their first county title.
Grand, lovely, Willie. That's that you've gone through all the procedures of minor, senior, player, official. I think you've held every officership in the Roscrea club, and now you've arrived at the situation where you're for the current championship.
I've been in training now approximately since the middle of February. We started indoor training in the middle of February and we came outdoor around the middle of March, and we've been in training ever since, 3 nights a week.
Well, this Roscrea team is about 29. Would you see any problems from a point of view of fitness or stamina?
No, I imagine the average age of our team is 29, all right, as you say, but I think, like, for the experience that we have in our team, I don't think there's any club team as experienced as we are. Therefore, I think we hold our fitness, we train very lightly in the year, and then we gear ourselves at the right time, so I don't think that age will bother us in any way.
So no problems with age from Roscrea's trainer Willie O'Reilly, and as Willie, as you know, is also chairman of the Roscrea club. So in the background you can possibly see a view of the beautiful new pavilion that was erected here through voluntary effort over the last 3 to 4 years. Willie, how is the new venture going?
Well, it has been it opened last June, as you know, June 1980, and we have had a little over 12 months experience of the pavilion. Going fairly well. We have had a number of functions. We have given out the hall on a number of occasions, but I think it has been a great asset to our team. Our team, that's, I think, what has really created the spirit within the club, the fine pavilion that we have. And as you can see, our turnouts in training are quite good. So I would say that a pavilion for every club is a necessity these days.
We visited Roscrea's new pavilion, where we spoke to 2 of the former greats of Roscrea hurling, John Joe Maher and Billy Brussels.
With their trainer and selectors, and we've brought along to the clubhouse some of the famous people in Roscrea hurling over the last 40-50 years, indeed 1 or 2 generations. And we start off with a few words from Mr. Hurling in Roscrea himself, John Joe Maher. John Joe, when did you first attend your first North Tipperary final championship?
1925.
1925?
Yes.
In
Nina.
And who were playing, can you remember, John Joe?
Tommy Barra played, who the hell was the team at all? Burgess.
Burgess?
Yes.
And I heard earlier on there was a minor final on that day as well.
Roscrea versus Nina.
And you played yourself?
I did.
In 1925?
1925.
Well, that's turning back the clock a fair few years.
That's way back now.
As a matter of interest for younger viewers, John Joe, how did everybody travel to Nina in those days, particularly in 1925?
Well, the minor team travelled by train, and anybody that didn't travel by train went on bicycles.
And bicycles?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure many of our younger viewers, indeed even myself, would find that rather amusing. I often heard my own father say that one way to get to Nina was on a bicycle. How long would it take to cycle to Nina on those old roads?
Well, I'd say about 2.5 hours.
Not forgetting the 2.5 hours back.
Yes, yes.
Would you have a few pints before you come home?
Home and... well, at that time, of course, you couldn't have any pints at home.
I see.
Sunday was a real black day inside 3 mile limit.
Oh, indeed, and this is knowledge now for me, and I'm sure an awful lot of people looking on.
Yes, you had to be bona fide, you had to be outside 3 mile limit to get a drink in Roscrea.
Of course, we're speaking to the right man on this score, with John Joe being a member of the fitness people in Roscrea.
There was nothing for the boys when they came home. So all the drinking had to be done away.
I see.
Yes.
So the training came in handy at some stage or somewhere.
Well, there was a pub in Moneygall at the time. Mrs. Fogarty owned a pub in Moneygall, and when the Roscrea battalion would be arriving, she'd close immediately. No go at all, which she wouldn't let him in, good, bad or indifferent.
And they beat us years after in the county final.
This was yes, but Mrs. Fogarty wouldn't have any of the Roscrea boys in at all.
I see.
Yes.
Well, great games in the 40s and 50s between Borris-Ileigh and Roscrea.
I'd say the 54 match would be one of the really outstanding ones. 54, Borris-Ileigh had won four in a row, and they had won 2 county championships. And they had 2 captains of All Ireland teams, Sean Kenny and Jimmy Finn. So we knocked them out of the championship in 54.
In Nina?
In the North final, yes.
That's right, I remember
yes.
That. I was late for the game. So that was a great victory against one of the top teams in Ireland, sub-teams at the time, 54. And we have here, beside John Joe, a man who played in that same game in 1954, famous victory of Roscrea over Borris-Ileigh, famous Billy Brussels. Billy, any recollections? Can you remember that day at all in Nina in 54?
Only thing I remembered was the victory. We had great celebrations after it.
Where did you celebrate, Billy?
We had to go in Nina.
You didn't come back to this famous pub that John Joe mentioned in Moneygall?
We always came back to Miss May's, had our night there.
I see.
A good night.
They were tough days hurling in North Tipperary, weren't they, Billy?
Very good, tough hurling.
What kind of training used you have put in?
Well, we train 3 nights a week. Maybe go for a long walk after it. Train of a Sunday morning from 11 o'clock, maybe till 12:30.
Would you play a match in the afternoon of a Sunday?
Well, only in the morning. If we were playing a match afternoon, we wouldn't play, train in the mornings then at all.
So you did a steady 3 nights a week from February, March up till the end of the championship? So the young fellas really are not doing anything surprising with this training that they're undergoing at the moment?
No way. I might have to walk 3 or 4 miles in to come up to this field after working hard all day.
And
I had no motor car at the time. And get back out again at night.
So there you are, 3 miles to train, do your hour and a half training, 3 miles back home again. There's a lesson there for some of our more younger people, this interview. Where do you see the strength of Borris-Ileigh, or their weakness for that matter, and also the strength or weakness of the Roscrea team for Sunday?
Borris-Ileigh are a strong physical team at the moment. The majority of their team are 6-foot players. They have a very strong full back line. If their half back line plays as they can play, they are lovely ball players. Timmy Delaney, Jerry Stapelton, and this Frankie Spillane is a tight player, rarely gives anything away. They have been playing well there. Likewise, our midfield players, Flowery Ryan and Timmy Ryan, have been playing very well. But I suppose the big difference with Borris-Ileigh this year over other years would be the form of the forward line. Nola Dwyer, Bobby Ryan, Pat Kavanagh, Brendan Kenny. These are all fine ball players on their day, and they have been putting it together this year. They move around, they rarely stay in the one position, they rarely finish a position to start in. So next Sunday I would expect them to move nearly clockwise or anti-clockwise, centre forward, wing forward, corner, full. They're big physical players, so you can slot them in anywhere. That I would see that as their strong point.
Final view for next Sunday. Fast, tough, tight, free-flowing, close game.
Exactly, Donal. I just hope it doesn't rain. Yet, I prefer the rain to the wind. Windy day spoils it. Jimmy McGee says we have a game of two halves, the first and the second, naturally enough. But a windy day can be very misleading, can certainly have it one team completely in command one half and yet lose out. So I would be hoping for a calm day, irrespective of the rain, and if the rain holds off and we have a dry sod, well, all the better. But I would certainly be expecting a thrilling game, as you mentioned.
Great stuff. Well, there you've had Tadhg O'Connor.
A Gaelic video productions presentation produced with the cooperation of the Tipperary County Board, with special thanks to Tommy Barrett, Secretary, Tom Kirby, Chairman, North Board, and all players and officials whose help and cooperation has enabled us to preserve on tape the thrills and excitement of the Tipperary Championships over the past 3 years.
Welcome to Thurles for the 1981 County Tipperary Senior Hurling Championship final between the current champions Roscrea and the challengers from the village of Borris-Ileigh. A very, very cold day here today in Thurles. Nonetheless, the sun shining brightly, clear blue sky, bitterly cold. Already out on the pitch are the Borris-Ileigh team having their photograph taken. Biggish crowd gathered here today in Thurles. As you can see from the new stand, very, very big crowd in the new stand, very full indeed, all the way down the centre. The old stand, a very, very big crowd as well. So we're anticipating a very, very good match here today in Thurles. The wind today blowing away from the Kalainen goal in towards the town goal. Stiffish enough breeze, but very, very, very cold indeed today. The hands will surely have to be warmed up inside in the dressing room before these men take to the hurleys. Indeed, Borris-Ileigh have come out early, I would imagine, to get their blood flowing and warm up the hands and feet. Thunder is now. We are soon, any moment, we'll have the arrival of the Roscrea team. Gates have been opened by the officials. Team still congregated just on the tunnelway under the old stand will be making their appearance now at any moment. And here come Roscrea, led by their captain, number 15, Roger Ryan. Well, there you have Roscrea out on the pitch. Roscrea, of course, the current champions, trying to add this title to the 6 they have won previously. Borris-Ileigh have won 3 titles in the county, the last of those victories coming in the year of 1953. So Borris-Ileigh trying to bridge a 28-year gap here today in Thurles. Roscrea, of course, have won all their titles in the last 12 to 13 years, the first victory coming in 1968. The Roscrea team, in your picture number 14. Camera just moves away towards Liam Spooner, one of the doubtful men. And there we have John Stone. John Stone, who's made a vast improvement in the latter stages of the championship. Wasn't going very well in the North Tip Championship. Had a very, very good game in the replay against Holy Cross down in Templemore last Sunday. 2 doubtfuls on the Roscrea team, according to our information. One is Francis Lucknan, on your screens now. Roscrea's great veteran artist Francis Lucknan, doubtful with a rib injury following the semi-final, but obviously out there, fit enough to take his place. The other doubtful on the Roscrea team was Liam Spooner. Liam Spooner with a very, very severe hand injury. again in the county semi-final against Holy Cross, but Liam we see out there looking fit and well. On the Borris-Ileigh side, we had a doubt about Noel O'Dwyer. Now Noel, of course, would be an absolutely terrible loss if he wasn't able to come out today for Borris-Ileigh, but Noel is out today. Trouble with his finger, we believe. Some fears that it may have been broken, but Noel is out to take his place today for Borris-Ileigh. Borris, as you can see, still with their tracksuits on, most of the players, to try and keep the circulation going on this bitter day here today in Thurles. There we have a nice shot of the Roscrea team having their photographs taken. Roscrea team and subs, including their sub-goalkeeper, Joe Tracy.
Now I'll ask the mentors in both teams to get their seats as quickly as possible. Borris-Ileigh on the left as they come in here.
Making his way into the photograph now is their captain, having performed his official functions with the referee, Roger Ryan. Captain, of course, on the Borris-Ileigh team, Timmy Stapelton, their left full back. That's two Stapletons, two brothers, Jerry and Timmy. Jerry at centre half back on the Borris-Ileigh team. Two more brothers in the Borris-Ileigh forward line, Noel and Tommy O'Dwyer. On the Roscrea team we have, of course, three O'Connor brothers, Kevin and Tig on the half back line, and Ger in the half forward line. And indeed in the county semi-final in Holy Cross we had another O'Connor brother, Paul, who came in the last 5 minutes of the replay against Holy Cross in Templemore, making quarter of the Roscrea team coming from the one family. A great achievement indeed. Now, referee Willie Carroll today from St Mary's Club in Clonmel, out in the centre of the field. Very nicely decked out as the referee and linesmen. Yellow from the ref, nice blue colours for the linesmen. As the band from Mike Carkey Borris form up down under the old stand. The Mike Carkey pipe band, and any moment now we should have the commencement of the grand parade. Now Roscrea poking around outside as Borris-Ileigh are first to approach the band, led by their captain and the left full back Timmy Stapelton. Roscrea now about to come over from midfield, and they will be led by their captain and left full forward Roger Ryan. Willie O'Reilly down there. We're glad to see Willie out of hospital and able to come over and see his team in action here today in Thurles. Willie, of course, chairman of the Roscrea Club. Off go the teams and the band. We have the grand parade before the commencement of the 1981 County Tipperary Senior Hurling Championship Final. While the parade is in progress, we'd just like to tell you that Borris-Ileigh have beaten Roscrea twice already in the 1981 hurling season. The first time a comprehensive victory for the Borris-Ileigh men over last year's county champions in the preliminary rounds of the North Tipperary Championship. Then we came along to the North Final, where these old adversaries did battle once again on a very, very windy day down in Leena. Borris-Ileigh came out with a score of 1-8 to 1-6 to dethrone the 1980 North champions Roscrea, and eventually beat Mike Carkey Borris in Templemore by 1 point to win their way to this year's county final. Roscrea, having lost their North title in Leena, came on to Templemore, were held by a very determined Holy Cross team in the first match, but showed something of their true form in the latter stages of the replay. And so here now we have both teams marching up the centre of the field. And what a lovely sight this makes on a cold Sunday in October. Thankfully the sun shining down. But once again we must say it's bitterly cold here today in Thurles. And out of the middle of the field we think it's a cock. Well, would you believe it? Man in a red jersey picks him up. Well, perhaps it's a fighting cock. One will never know. A good omen perhaps for these teams today as that cock departs from the pitch. And the teams break up. Roscrea to defend town goal in the first half, to play against the breeze. Owen Walsh going back into declining goal for Borris-Ileigh as the band marches over towards us. And any moment now we shall have the playing of our national anthem. Waikarki Pipe Band. And now lining up in front of the old stand. Teams in position. Referee in middle of the field with ball. Roll of the drum.
And this strategy were all on of it.
And now we have the playing of our national anthem. Well, a great cheer from the crowd as the strains of the national anthem fade into the distance. Everything now ready for the commencement of the 1981 Tipperary County Final. Referee Willie Carroll from Clonmel in the centre of the pitch. Any second now we should have the start, and the ball is in and the game is on. First to break, Roscrea. John Stowe. Balling towards Joe Tynan and Francis Lucknan. Francis Lucknan loses sight of the ball. Sent in Jerry Stapleton. First time pull clearance towards the far sideline. Run for the ball by Ger O'Connor. And Nolo Dwyer. Line ball for Tummy Vara to be taken by Timmy Ryan, the centre field man. Ball is cut in. A good one from Timmy. Down towards Mick Conan and Kevin Bray. Kevin O'Connor towards Richie Dunn and Timmy Ryan. Out over the line, another line ball for Borris-Ileigh. To be taken again by Timmy Delaney. Beautiful cut from Timmy towards Tommy Dwyer. Tommy Dwyer sends the ball in. A good clash in there. Pulling the ball by Pat Kavanagh, with the ball out over the end line by the left-hand side of the posts as we look at it, and wide. Well, Borris-Ileigh playing with the wind in the first half. No changes on the teams that we can see. Everybody playing in position as selected and per programme. As Joe Rowland, the Roscrea goalkeeper, pucks out to pass centre field against the breeze. Jackie Shanahan and Jerry Stapleton. Jerry Stapleton. Ball 35 metres from the Roscrea goal. Pulled back into the centre. Liam Spooner and Brendan Kenny out towards Cladder Queely. Queely pulls towards the near sideline. John Stone attempts to prevent the ball from going over the line, fails in his attempt. Line ball for Borris-Ileigh to be taken by the right half back, Timmy Delaney. Timmy easily recognisable in the white helmet that he always wears. A good cut from Timmy. A strong pull from Tommy Dwyer. Ball broken out by fullback Brendan Marrow. Breaks in towards the centre. Tygo O'Connor. Liam Spooner. Ball won by Mick Conan towards Tommy Dwyer. Kevin O'Connor for Roscrea. And Nolo Dwyer. Mick Conan, Tygo O'Connor. Here comes Tommy Dwyer. Full forward. Referee allows the play to go on. The ball is in the net! The ball is in the net! Well, Mick Cohn took that shot. The sun seemed to blind the Roscrea goalkeeper, Joe Rowland. And after 2 minutes, we have a very, very soft goal for Borris-Ileigh as Jerry Stapelton comes again. Good pulling. Tommy Dwyer, that was, that scored that goal for Borris-Ileigh. A speculative shot from Tommy, ended up in the back of the Roscrea net. And another shot out the field. From centre forward, Bobby Ryan goes over the bar. Well, a lightning start for Borris-Ileigh. Bobby Ryan over the bar from 55 metres out. Bobby playing today in the number 11 jersey for Borris-Ileigh. Nola Dwyer has played in that one most of the year to date. Ball back in midfield. Jackie Shanahan and Jerry Stapleton, run by Timmy Delaney. Sent in by Timmy Delaney. Calls Kevin Brady and Mick Cohn. Brendan Marr, Roscrea full back. Boots the ball clear. Up towards John Stone. John Pull sends the ball towards the far sideline. Ball went over there by Frankie Spillane. Kevin O'Connor for Roscrea. Drives past midfield. Out over the sideline. Line ball for Borris-Ileigh. Well, a lightning start there for Borris-Ileigh. A goal, a speculative shot, as we said, a soft goal for Tommy Dwyer. Sun seemed to blind Joe Rowland as he put up his hand for the ball, and it simply passed him by, unbelievingly, into the net. Borris-Ileigh on the attack again. Liam Spooner, Brendan Marr and Brendan Kelly. Ball breaks out to Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan sends the ball over the bar. Second point for Bobby Ryan, the Borris-Ileigh centre forward, hurling on Tadhg O'Connor. With just 4 minutes gone, Borris-Ileigh now leading with a score of 1 goal and 2 points to no score for Roscrea as the ball comes back to midfield. Jackie Shanahan and Jerry Stapleton. Timmy Delaney and John Stone. Timmy Delaney. Flowery Ryan. Ball ricochets out off the Roscrea right half back Liam Spooner. Line ball for Borris-Ileigh to be taken by centre field man Flowery Ryan. Well, Roscrea half forward line centre field not winning any ball as yet for Roscrea against the breeze. Cut in by Flowery Ryan. Kevin Brady for Roscrea misses his clearance. Yeah. Up the wing. Pedro Queely. Blocked by Brendan Kenny. Nola Dwyer beats Tadhg O'Connor. Brendan Marr pulls first time, clears 50 metres out. Timmy Delaney. Richie Dunn clears to a pull there by Pedro Queely. Jerry Stapleton cuts it out for Borris-Ileigh. And Jerry Stapleton, good clearance, 30 metres from the Roscrea goal. Up goes Tommy Dwyer and Jody Spoon. Brendan Marr, very, very loose. Mick Cohn inside. Mick Cohn slips the ball out towards Nola Dwyer, but Tadhg O'Connor, a very timely interception by the Roscrea centre half back. Timmy Delaney and John Stone. Timmy Delaney wins. Right through again towards Mick Cohn. Ball runs in where Jody Spooner crosses from his corner and clears that danger, but only as far as Timmy Delaney out to Nola. Tommy Dwyer blocked down there by Jody Spooner. A great save by Joe Rowland. Clears it back again towards Nola Dwyer turns. Nola Dwyer shoots. And increases the Borris-Ileigh lead to 1 goal and 3 points. As yet, no score for Roscrea with 6 minutes gone in the first half. Well, a goal could very, very easily have come against Roscrea there. A good stop by Joe Rowland. Ball in midfield. Again, Jerry Stapleton very, very free. Well, a pull there on Timmy Delaney by Kevin O'Connor, on Timmy Ryan, I should say. The Borris-Ileigh centre fielder gives Borris-Ileigh a free in from midfield. Well, it's all Borris-Ileigh here in the first 7 minutes. Roscrea, I think, have yet to get the ball past their half-forward line. Jerry Stapleton so far ruling the roost at centre half-back as Nola Dwyer drives in low, but this one from Noel goes to the right-hand side of the town goal and wide. Well, with the breeze, as we were saying, it's certainly all one-way traffic just now. 6 points, 1 goal and 3 for Borris-Ileigh. No score for Roscrea as Joe Rowland pucks out. Past centre field. Timmy Delaney once again pulls down. Nola Dwyer. Bobby Ryan. Good pull by Tommy Dwyer in towards Mick Cohn. And Nola Dwyer. And Kevin Brady. Nola Dwyer. Nola Dwyer. Whistle is gone, I think. The ball has gone wide. No referee, Willie Carroll, allowed play to run on. Nola Dwyer took a shot to the left-hand side of the town goal and wide. Still 1-3 to no score for Roscrea yet 8 minutes into the first half. All Borris-Ileigh pressure so far. Ball again in midfield. Can Roscrea win a ball here? Again it's won by Timmy Stapelton. Roscrea full forward line, haven't seen a ball yet, 8 minutes. Will they this time? Ball comes up from Kevin O'Connor. Caught in there by Frankie Spillane. And again the Roscrea half forward line is beaten. Goal of the wire and Tygo O'Connor. Strong pulling. Cleared out towards the race here between Flowery Ryan, Liam Spooner, all in behind Padder Quealy. Padder is beaten there by Brendan Kenny, and Flowery Ryan, an unfortunate block from Flowery's point of view, out over the sideline. Line ball for Roscrea to be taken by left half back Liam Spooner. Along the ground towards Flowery. Flowery fends Ger O'Connor. Ger passes it inside, but John Stone is right for it, and Roger Ryan. Out comes Timmy Stapleton. Timmy Delaney, blocked out by Padder Quealy, out over the sideline. Line ball for Borris-Ileigh to be taken by centre fielder Flowery Ryan. Flowery cuts a good ball towards the centre, towards Noel O'Dwyer, beaten by Kevin O'Connor. Now a race here between Noel O'Dwyer and Ty O'Connor. Noel has the ball in his hand, challenged by Ty. Shortish ball, breaks it to Timmy Delaney. Timmy Ryan, the midfielder. Referee lets play run on again. It breaks out to Noel O'Dwyer. Noel centres it in, where Brendan Maher catches the ball inside in front of his own post, but his shot is blocked down by Pat Kavanagh. Back towards Noel O'Dwyer, but the ball runs out over the far sideline. Line ball. Let's see which way this is going. It's for Roscrea. Yes, indeed, as Kevin Brady, the right full back, goes over. Kevin Brady cuts it towards the centre field. John Stone, Padder Quealy, Jackie Shannon. Pulled down, ball breaks out to Bobby Ryan, way out over here, but the referee's whistle has gone way out over on the far side towards the new stand. We've had a foul off the ball out there. Referee Willie Carroll from Clonmel points his finger towards the Borris-Ileigh goal, and we have a free up the field for Kevin O'Connor and Roscrea. Amazingly, the ball has not yet arrived into the Roscrea full forward line with 10 minutes gone in the first half, as Kevin O'Connor tries to put some pressure on the Borris-Ileigh goal low. Jackie Shanahan, Jerry Stapleton. Jerry scoops it out. John Stone. Here's a chance for Roscrea. John turns and shoots. The ball is falling to the right-hand side of the goal and wide. Well, first opportunity for the Roscrea forwards. A wide by right half forward John Stone. Owen Walsh, the Borris-Ileigh goalkeeper, drives past centre field. Flowery Ryan and Padder Quealy. Padder Quealy wins. Timmy Ryan beats him. Out towards Kevin O'Connor. Kevin wins the pull there with Bobby Ryan. Richie Dunn. Richie hasn't got into this game yet for Roscrea. Line ball for Borris-Ileigh to be taken over there by, I think, Timmy Ryan. Yes, Timmy Ryan, the centre field. A good one from Timmy. Right towards the corner where Mick Cohn blocks it back out towards Tommy Dwyer. Tommy Dwyer turns. And Tommy Dwyer increases the Borris-Ileigh lead to 1 goal and 4 points. So Roscrea's no score. Well, 1 attack from Roscrea, 1 wide. 5 attacks from Borris-Ileigh and 5 scores to leave it 1-4 to no score with 12 minutes into the first half gone. Borris-Ileigh, of course, playing with a stiffish breeze. Jackie Shanahan and Jerry Stapleton. Stalemate. Referee, I think the ball hits him. We're going to have a throw-in ball here. Yes, indeed. Referee's ball. Padder Quealy and Flowery. Tygo O'Connor. Now have we a chance for Roscrea to open up the play. Ball is running right in, loose towards the goal. Back goes Timmy Delaney, Roger Ryan. Timmy Stapleton, we should say. Timmy Stapleton, the Borris-Ileigh captain, shoots the ball out over the end line at the expense of a 65 for Roscrea. To be taken this time by centre fielder Padder Quealy. Well, can Roscrea open their account with over 12.5 minutes gone in the first half? Padder Quealy from Roscrea. Padder's shot is going way out towards the corner flag. Dropping centre, Wynn catches it, pulled on there by Jackie Shannon, John Stone. Stalemate. As referee blows his whistle as John Stone was about to take a shot, we now have a 35-metre free, more or less straight in front of the Borris-Ileigh's goal. Out comes Roscrea full forward, Francis Loughnane. Francis now about to attempt to open the tally for Roscrea. 13 minutes gone in the first half. Roscrea still without a score. Francis takes. And there we have it, the first score for Roscrea by Francis Lucknan. 13 minutes into the first half. Roscrea now 1 point. Borris-Ileigh 1 goal and 4 points. As Owen Walsh, Borris-Ileigh keeper, prepares to puck out. Borris-Ileigh half-back line at the moment well in control of this game, as indeed are their centre field pairing. Will Roscrea make changes? Ball from Owen Walsh, way past centre field. Richie Dunn. Again, sent one by Borris-Ileigh. Back out towards Noel O'Dwyer. Noel O'Dwyer and Tyger O'Connor. Noel O'Dwyer is fouled, referee says, by Tyger O'Connor. Roscrea supporters don't agree, thought perhaps Noel was holding on too long, but referee Willie is the man in the middle, the man in control. Noel O'Dwyer to try and increase the Borris-Ileigh lead. 45 metres out to the right of the town goal. Noel shoots, looking good. Yes, indeed, great accuracy here today from Noel O'Dwyer, straight over the bar. Score now, 14 minutes into the first half. Borris-Ileigh 1 goal and 5 points. Roscrea 1 point. Well, Roscrea line-up still the same. Apparently no panic from the Roscrea selectors, as the ball is driven by Joe Rowland past centre field towards the half-back line and the half-forward line. Won by Frankie Spillane, hooked by Jackie Shanahan. This time Roscrea get it back, but only as far as Jerry Stapelton, who drives it right down towards the Roscrea goal. Brendan Maher, Tommy O'Dwyer, Mick Cohn, faced by Mick Cohn is still going on. His shot is blocked down. Mick has held the ball too long, as Jody Spooner had blocked down his attempted shot at goal. The referee gives Roscrea a free out, and we have a Roscrea selector in on the pitch. Donny Maloney from Roscrea, having a look there at Brendan Maher, the full back. Referee also having a close look there at Brendan Maher. Brendan Maher looks like he could be coming off the field for Roscrea, the Roscrea full-back. Willie O'Reilly, chairman of the selection committee, in there as well. Yes, Brendan Maher seems to have a rather nasty head injury. Well, Roscrea at the moment trailing now by 1 goal and 4 points. Can certainly do without having an injury to their full-back Brendan Maher. All one-way traffic here. 16 minutes into the first half in the 1981 County Tipperary Senior Hurling Championship Final. All Borris-Ileigh, their half-back line are dominating, their centre field men are dominating, and their forwards are picking off the scores. We must again say Borris-Ileigh are playing with the breeze, but just right now that breeze not too strong in favour of the Borris-Ileigh men. Brendan Maher still being attended to. Referee giving him plenty of time. Brendan resumes his position, and the game is about to recommence, with a free out for Roscrea goalkeeper Joe Rowland. 40 metres from the caught by Timmy Delaney. Dropped. Timmy Delaney clear, shortish ball, down towards Flowery. Gerald O'Connor. Padder Queely beaten by Flowery Ryan. Padder recovers. Down as far as Liam Spoon. A good shot from Liam, a lift and a clearance. Now in towards Francis Lucknan. And TF. And Jerry Stapelton. Back certainly on top at the moment for Borris-Ileigh. Kevin O'Connor. Richie Dunn. Free up for Roscrea. A pull off the ball there by Noel O'Dwyer. Gives Roscrea centre field man Padder Queely a 65-metre free to try and put another score up on the board for the Roscrea men. Padder drives it in. Padder's shot goes straight over the bar. A very good score for Padder Queely to now give them 2 points. Well, we've seen Roscrea start in county finals like this before. Very, very slow thing to start, Roscrea, but somehow they always manage to keep plugging away, and the team that has produced 6 county final victories since 1968, by no means only with 2 points on the board after 18 minutes, can be written off at this stage. Ball back again, broken down by Tyger O'Connor. Robbie Ryan wins the clash towards Jody Spooner and Tommy Dwyer. Tommy pulls it in towards the centre. Out comes Brendan Marr. And pulled first time by Conor Queally up towards Francis Lucknan and TF and Frankie Spillane. Frankie Spillane wins the clash only as far as Roger. Ball is breaking out, but John Stone anticipates and moves the other way as TF misses his clearance of Francis Lucknan. Jerry Stapleton. As now we have Ger O'Connor. Ger O'Connor low, but nobody inside. The ball is missed. Oh, danger for Borris-Ileigh. Nobody inside again. Frankie Spillane clears his lines. As far as Jackie Shanahan. Jackie Shanahan is pushed in the back by Timmy Ryan. Free in for Roscrea. Well, Roscrea perhaps should have done a little bit better there. Had an opportunity for perhaps a goal, but now we have a 45-metre free for Roscrea to be taken by Francis Lucknan. Can Roscrea put another point on the scoreboard? Roscrea now beginning to shake themselves up. 19 minutes gone in the first half. Francis Lucknan drives it over the bar. Another score for Roscrea and Francis Lucknan to now leave the score 1-2 to 3 points. Well, suddenly Borris-Ileigh's lightning start seems to have faded a little bit over the horizon as Roscrea have tacked on 3 points now, very slowly struggling back into the game. Ball 50 metres from the Roscrea goal. Richie Dunn beaten by Timmy Ryan. Brendan Marr clears out as far as Nolan Dwyer. Nolan Dwyer takes his shot on the run and Nolan Dwyer sends it over the bar to increase the Borris-Ileigh lead. 20 minutes into the first half, 1 goal and 6 points to Roscrea's 3 points. Nolan Dwyer. Now we have a change. Liam Spooner has gone over to mark Nolan Dwyer, who was doing rather well there, and Kevin O'Connor. Kevin comes back out on his brother Tommy. We wonder, will Borris-Ileigh men follow this move? Ball in midfield, stalemate. Won by Brendan Kenny. Tommy Dwyer wins the pull down as far as Jody Spooner pulls first time back to Tommy Dwyer. Kevin O'Connor pulls. Brendan Kenny. Brendan Kenny is fouled by Kevin O'Connor, and we have a free for Borris-Ileigh from where the ball lands to be taken again by Noel O'Dwyer. So far Noel O'Dwyer has been very, very accurate for Borris-Ileigh from these frees. Sun in goalkeeper Roland's eyes as the ball is sent like an arrow straight between the posts from former Tipperary great Noel O'Dwyer to increase the lead now to 1-7 to Roscrea's 3 points. 7 points behind the Roscrea, the county champions, the current county champions, as Joe Rowland again drives to midfield. 21 minutes into the first half. Broken down towards Conor Queally. Pulls, wins, up the wing towards Roger Ryan and Timmy Stapleton. Roger falls to the ground. Francis is out. Timmy Delaney is there. TF is there. Referee is now there. And we should have a referee's ball. Yes, indeed. Referee Willie Carr decides throw in between Timmy Stapleton and Francis Lucknan. Timmy Delaney gathers and wins the tussle and clears the midfield. Out over the sideline. Line ball for Roscrea to be taken by now left half back Kevin O'Connor. Kevin having moved over to allow Liam Spooner over on a rather rampant Noel O'Dwyer. Ball is caught inside. Pulled down by Jerry Stapleton again. A free in is a little bit of off the ball. Pulling there by centre half back Jerry Stapleton. Jerry disagrees with the ref's decision. However, result 45-metre free in, moved into 35 for dissension by centre half back Jerry Stapleton again. Now we have a 35-metre free for Roscrea and Francis Lucknan. Now Francis keeping Roscrea just about in touch at the moment with these frees. Francis' shot is to the left-hand side of the near upright and wide. Well, Roscrea could certainly have done with that one from Francis. Score remains 1-7 for Borris-Ileigh, 3 points for Roscrea. Borris playing with the wind as Owen Walsh, the goalkeeper, prepares once again to puck out. 85-metre drive from home. Pulled down by Kevin O'Connor as far as Flowery. Flowery Ryan. followed by Peadar Queally. Still Flowery. Phil Flowery's beaten by Peadar Queally. Tygo O'Connor. Tommy Dwyer, ball being sent into the Roscrea danger area. Nola Dwyer being challenged by... Nola Dwyer takes a rather very, very fast shot across the goal there. That ball was certainly travelling, but to the wrong side of the post from Nola Dwyer's view and wide. 23 minutes gone in the first half. Well, Roscrea have slowed down the rush of scores from Borris-Ileigh, but not making any great impact so far up front themselves. We wonder, is their county throne, their county title, sitting a little bit shakily on their heads just right now with 24 minutes gone. Cicade Lash, Leon O'Leary Parker. Jerry Stapleton once again. Right in towards Brendan Kenny, but this time to the right-hand side of the upright and wide. Well, Jerry Stapleton having a very, very good game for Borris-Ileigh at centre half back. We have referee having a word with the centre field people. We have now Richie Dunn for Roscrea gone. I think, is he gone towards the forward line? Roscrea made a change, perhaps not. Ball is caught out there by Tommy Dwyer. Tommy playing very well for Borris-Ileigh. Throws it out towards his brother Noel. And Mick Cole, stalemate. Brendan Maher. Noel Dwyer puts that very, very suspect finger down towards that ball. The referee blows his whistle, penalises Brendan Maher. Free in for Borris-Ileigh. Noel Dwyer is holding that finger, that hand rather very gingerly. Now, will Noel take this free? We know his finger was very... The score, a free taken there by Pat Kavanagh and sent wide to the left-hand side of the post. Now we should have a look at Noel Dwyer, number 12. This could be very serious for Borris-Ileigh. Noel Dwyer is taking up his position on the left half forward line. Noel is all right as Joe Rowland prepares to puck out once again for Roscrea. Past centre field, Richie Dunn, beaten over there by Timmy Ryan. Well, Timmy, I think, had a rather illegal use of the handle of the hurl there that time as he struck that ball. Free in for Roscrea and Peadar Queally. Roscrea forwards have seen precious little of this ball so far in this game. As Peadar Queally now right on the centre line mark sends in the ball for Roscrea. Dropping in a nice area for Roscrea. Caught by goalkeeper Owen Walsh. Pushed out over the end line by Joe Tynan. 65-metre free for Roscrea. Once again, Peadar Queally attempts the 65-metre shot for Roscrea, trailing by 7 points. 27 minutes into the first half, as Peadar sends in this ball once again. Looking good this time from Peadar. Yes, a very good shot from Peadar Queally to reduce the deficit now to 4 points for Roscrea. 1-7. 2-goal margin advantage now for Borris-Ileigh. 27 minutes gone in the first half as Roscrea make a switch. Jackie Shanahan is now coming down. Richie Dunn has gone centre forward on Jerry Stapleton. Jackie Shanahan has come out centre field on Timmy Ryan. Ball out in midfield. Caught by Tygo O'Connor. And Ty there, a little nudge in the back by Tommy Dwyer as Ty came away. Free out for Roscrea. Well, Roscrea have just made that change. Jerry Stapleton certainly rampant there at centre half back as Kevin O'Connor now takes this free for Roscrea. A good one from Kevin. 30 metres from the Borris-Ileigh goal. John Stone. TF clears. Timmy Ryan. Ball sent back towards Francis Loughnane. Up to John Stone. John Stone is beaten over there by Frankie Spillane. Jackie Shanahan back in the fray up there again as Timmy Ryan. A good clearance. Beats Jody Spooner. Brendan Kenny in towards Mick Cole. Goalkeeper is out. Joe Rowland clears the ball, but it's gone out over the end line and wide. Well, Mick Cohn for a brief moment there looked as if he could have had a chance for a major score for Borris-Ileigh. Ball beat him under pressure from Roscrea goalkeeper Joe Rowland, out over the end line and wide. 28 minutes into the first half. 2 goals between the teams. Borris-Ileigh leading. That last ball was wide. Referee, linesmen, some confusion over what was actually to happen. Some people thought perhaps a 65, but no way, says referee Willie Carroll. Took out for Roscrea. Into a stiff breeze now. This breeze is picking up. Joe Rowland makes centre field. Won again by Timmy Delaney. Back towards Kevin O'Connor. Won by Tommy O'Dwyer. In towards Bobby. Bobby right. Towards Tommy O'Dwyer. Towards Brendan. Kenny passed it into Nolan O'Dwyer, who shoots first time. And Noel sends the ball over the bar to increase the Borris-Ileigh lead to 1-8 to Roscrea's 4 points. Well, Noel O'Dwyer is certainly proving a big thorn in the Roscrea defence today. First we had Kevin O'Connor on him, now we have Jody Spooner. Noel O'Dwyer still scoring. Ball in midfield from the puck out. Jackie Shanahan. Padder Quealy. Flowery Ryan. Padder Quealy. Oh, Roscrea messing about with the ball out there. As Padder Quealy now. Ball breaking out towards the new stand. Frankie Spillane misses the pull. John Stone and Padder Quealy still. Here comes Padder Quealy, but Padder misses his shot. T.F. Stapleton pulls first time as far as Timmy Ryan. Timmy Ryan pulls it on the ground. Out over the far sideline. Line ball for Roscrea. Hurling gone a little bit quiet in the last 3 to 4 minutes. As Borris-Ileigh now coming up to half-time, have a 7-point advantage over the champions Roscrea. Padder Quealy pulls down, but Flowery beats him. Cross towards Kevin O'Connor and Tommy Dwyer. Ball put out by Jody Spooner as far as Ger O'Connor. Pulled first time by Ger towards John Stone. John Stone. Still John Stone being tackled by Brendan Kenny. John is going on still. Hook from behind by Brendan Kenny. Timmy Delaney. Beaten by Ger O'Connor, but referee Ger hand on Timmy Delaney is back. Referee free out for Borris-Ileigh and Timmy Delaney. Timmy Delaney drives the ball 35 metres from the Roscrea goal. Up goes Tyg O'Connor and the Noel O'Dwyer. Ball cleared out to Padder Quealy. Tyg beaten by Timmy Ryan towards Noel O'Dwyer and Liam Spooner. Noel O'Dwyer again. Noel O'Dwyer turns and shoots, and once again it's over the bar. Well, there's no doubt about who the star of this match is so far to date in the first half. Noel O'Dwyer once again sends the ball over the bar to increase Borris-Ileigh's lead to 1 goal and 9 points to Roscrea's 4 points. Ball back in midfield. Jackie Shanahan pulls. Beaten by Frankie Spillane. Back in again comes Jackie Shanahan. Bobby Ryan wins the ball. Out towards Jody Spooner and Pat Kavanagh. Jody wins. Back toward Bobby Ryan. Still Bobby Ryan. Bobby holds on too long. Free out for Roscrea. We make it now over the half hour gone in the first half as Jody Spooner drives this free up the field. Francis Lucknen and Richie Dunn has the ball. Richie Dunn is going in. Richie Dunn is thrown to the ground by Timmy Stapleton. Free in for Roscrea. Well, Richie won that ball there in the centre forward position. Certainly Roscrea needed a bit of strength, a bit of bulk in there in the half forward line as Francis Lucknen now attempts to reduce their ears. Well into injury time now. That injury to Brendan Maher. Francis Lucknen drives the ball over the bar. Roscrea 5 points. Borris-Ileigh 1 goal and 9 points. 32 minutes gone in the first half. Injury time being added on by referee for the injury to Brendan Maher, the Roscrea full back. As referee Willie Carroll from Clonmel blows his whistle, bringing the first half to an end with a score of Borris-Ileigh 1 goal and 9 points. Roscrea 5 points. So the county champions trailing by 7 points at half time. Against the breeze in the first half, have they got the determination, the willpower to come back in the second half? Well, Roscrea haven't hurled all that well in the first half. Perhaps they won't be too displeased with being 7 points down. Right, we're back in action for the second half of the County Tipperary final with a score of Borris-Ileigh 1-9, Roscrea 5 points. Francis Lucknan has scored 1, 2, 3 of those scores from frees. Padder Queely getting a point as well from a 65. So now here come Roscrea out on the pitch. Let's see, has anybody made any changes during half time? Roscrea looked to be the same. Borris-Ileigh looked the same. Nolan Dwyer is back out there, sore finger and all. Tyg O'Connor, centre. Brendan Maher resumes his position at full back. Centre field now for Roscrea is Jackie Shanahan and Padder Queely, with Richie Dunn starting again for the second half at centre forward, trying to curb the activities of Jerry Stapelton. Now, Roscrea, now with this biting cold wind in their backs, what can they do about this lead of 7 points? The ball goes in, Roscrea first to break towards John Stone. John Stone takes a shot in towards the goalkeeper, Owen Walsh. The ball breaks out to Roger Ryan, he flicks it out to Joe Tynan, back towards Francis Lucknan. Francis Lucknan is pulled down, going through. Well, people were saying here at half-time, Roscrea will start well in the second half. Could not have started much better than that. The first real movement of the whole match from the Roscrea forward, as Francis Lucknan tries to cut her ears. Over the bar. Half minute gone in the second half. Francis Lucknan cuts their ears for Roscrea to 6 points now, with the wind in their backs. Roscrea, remember, the current county champions. Borris-Ileigh haven't won this title since 1953. 28 years. Can it be bridged? Can Roscrea come back? The next 29 minutes will tell us. Owen Walsh waiting for a ball. Still no ball available for the Borris-Ileigh goalkeeper, Owen Walsh. One comes in now from the sideline. And we should get underway any moment. Timmy Delaney and Timmy Ryan and Flowery Ryan at centre field having a good match for Borris-Ileigh. Out comes Owen Walsh, centre field. Jackie Shanahan wins this one for Roscrea as far as Richie Dunn pulls first time, beats Frankie Spillane down towards Joe Tynan, into the centre towards Roger Ryan. Borris-Ileigh are open up. John Stone has the ball, he missed it. Timmy Stapelton clears. Francis Lucknan. Free in, says referee, as Francis Lucknan received a hurley there in the upper part of his body. Well, John Stone had a chance if he had to hold that ball. He was clean inside. But now we have a free in for Roscrea. And again, Francis Lucknan. Is this going to be a nail-biting pull down by the champions Roscrea? Can Borris-Ileigh hold on? Can they rally? Certainly under pressure now from the champions, as Francis Lucknan shoots low, knocked out. John Stone shoots. The ball has gone wide. Well, a crashing attempt by John Stone from the rebound. Goes flashing by the right hand post and wide. An opportunity, it must be said, missed by Roscrea. A point there for the take, and Francis elected to go low. Out comes the ball again, midfield. Richie Dunn stops. Flowery wins. Tyg stops. Tyg clears down the wing towards John Stone. Now over towards Roger Ryan. A pull by Roger Ryan towards Francis and TF. Timmy Delaney, Frankie Spillane and Francis. Frankie Spillane clears. An unmarked Bobby Ryan up towards Pat Kavanagh and Kevin Brady. Cleared by Brendan Maher. Back towards Tyg O'Connor. Pulled by Padder Queely, Frankie Spillane, Timmy Ryan, Jackie Shanahan. Bobby Ryan into Brendan Maher, the fullback, catches cleanly. Kicked out towards Padder Queely, caught by Padder Queely. Driven low, Frankie Spillane. Jerry O'Connor beats him. Richie Dunn, Jerry again. Richie Dunn. Roscrea beginning to go, great guns. Ball falling in. Roger Ryan surprisingly stopped in his attempt, in his run in there. Ball only trickled out over the end line and wide. 6 points to 1-9. Owen Walsh pucks past midfield. Kevin O'Connor and Noel O'Dwyer. Ty collects. High challenge by Noel. Ty gets in a left-handed clearance. Towards Francis Lucknan, pushed off the ball by TF. Out comes Michael Ryan and clears the ball out over the sideline. Line ball for Roscrea. Well, suddenly Roscrea are beginning to move as Kevin O'Connor takes this sideline cut. A good one from Kevin into the middle. Towards Richie Dunn. Richie pulls, heading towards the line, gone out over the line. Line cut for Borris-Ileigh to be taken by Michael Ryan. Michael Ryan, line ball for Borris-Ileigh. Along the wing, Kevin O'Connor and Noel. Ty. Flowery Ryan, followed by Ty O'Connor. Flowery sends it in towards the Roscrea goalkeeper. Pulled down by Brendan Maher, but out over the end line and wide. Well, first time pull in there by Mick Cohn. Just failed to make contact. Ball ended out over the line and wide. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Big drive from Joe Rowland. Richie Dunn has the ball in his hand. Richie Dunn is going in for Roscrea, loses the hurl. Out towards Mick Ryan and Joe Tynan, but the ball runs harmlessly out over the end line and wide. Well, Richie Dunn, this Garda from Roscrea, beginning to find his feet now in a centre forward position. Jerry Stapleton, remember, was rampant in the first half for Borris-Ileigh. Owen Walsh again. Borris-Ileigh retaining their 6-point advantage. 6 minutes into the second half. Ball towards centre field between Flowery and Padder. Flowery wins. Ty O'Connor in position in centre half. Drives it back in towards the half-forward line, towards the full forward line now as Joe Tynan comes out. Mick Ryan, Joe Tynan. Mick Ryan wins the clash as far as Jerry Stapleton, a man on song. Liam Spooner there beats Tommy the Wire to the pull. Ball out over the far sideline under the new stand. Line ball for Borris-Ileigh. Bobby Ryan, now Flowery to take this sideline cut for Borris-Ileigh. A good one from Flowery. Noel O'Dwyer. Beaten that time by Kevin Brady. Back as far as Jackie Shannon. First time pull in towards Francis Lucknan and TF. Francis ball in hand. Turns. Francis Lucknan shoots low. Roger pulls. Joe Tynan is inside in the square. Ball at his mercy. Out it comes. Joe Tynan still going in. The ball over. Owen Walsh clears it. Cleared out. Francis Lucknan shoots. Saved again. A goal. Referee is going in. Referee is going in. Referee is inside with the umpires. Now Roscrea have been in several controversies so far this year. The score has been disallowed. Well, Roscrea are certainly having no luck with these scores this year. In the North final, in the county semi-final, and now in the final, goals disallowed. Free out by Owen Walsh, midfield, but Roscrea now look as if they could make a challenge to retain their title. Richie Dunn shoots left-handed in towards Roger Ryan. The ball running, but stopped inside, but a bad pull in there as Roger Ryan is down injured. Referee has gone in, free in for Roscrea. It's now beginning to look like all Roscrea, as it was all Borris-Ileigh at this stage in the first half. Well, that goal would certainly have put the challengers under severe pressure. However, score was cancelled, disallowed, the flags were crossed as Roger Ryan is now down injured and being attended to. Great excitement being generated here now in Semple Stadium. The challengers still 6 points behind, but definitely coming into their own. We will resume in a few moments with a free straight in front of the post to be taken by Francis Lucknan. As we were saying at half-time, Roscrea should not have been too displeased. They certainly did not hold well in the first half. Their machine is now beginning to click into top gear. Borris-Ileigh will want to find their feet. This is the typical Roscrea challenge in a county final. Francis Lucknan. 5 points between the teams. Nine minutes gone in the second half. As Roscrea are taking over, can Borris-Ileigh now meet this challenge? Can they rally against the wind? Have they got the heart and the skill and the determination to hold on to this lead and try and take this county title? The next 24 minutes will tell. Ball in midfield. Ty O'Connor wins the clash with Molo the wire. John Stone and Timmy Stapelton. Frankie Spillane clears towards Liam Spooner and Bobby and Tommy the wire. Liam Spooner wins the tussle, but Jerry Stapleton covers. Jerry Stapleton clears his lines towards the sideline. Ball won again in there, and Padder Queely and Tommy the wire. A strong pull from Tommy. Jerry O'Connor beaten by Nolo the wire. Nolo the wire, ball in hand. Blocked down by Ty O'Connor. Breaks out towards Pat Kavanagh. Ty O'Connor misses the ball. Comes back to Ty again. Nolo the wire beats him, but fouls him. Free out for Roscrea. Well, Nolo the wire, a little bit of dissension there. This is the time now for the challengers to hold their heads. Keep hurling as the tide is flowing definitely against them right now. 10 minutes into the second half. 5 points between the teams, and a free, I'm sure, to be floated in here to the Borris-Ileigh goal mouth by Roscrea centre half back Ty O'Connor. In she comes, dropping 15 metres out. Pulled by Timmy Spillane. Ball is still in the danger. Jerry O'Connor. Out comes Frankie Spillane. Frankie pulls left-hander. Not a good clearance. Richie Dunn. Ball in hand. Richie Dunn is fouled by Timmy Ryan. We have another free, another opportunity for Roscrea, and no doubt Francis Loughnane. Great tension and excitement building up here now in Thurles. 11 minutes gone in the second half. 5 points between the teams. Roscrea, the county champions, with the wind at their back. Francis Loughnane to try and cut that 5-4. The roar of the crowd this time will tell you whether or not this one goes over. Well, it's a roar from Borris-Ileigh as the ball tailed off at the last second, out past the bar, upright and wide. Well, we still have 5 points between the teams, as Owen Walsh once again prepares to puck out for Borris-Ileigh. 12 minutes gone in the second half. Now we have referee admonishing Owen Walsh for wasting time inside in the Borris-Ileigh goal mouth. Ball now back in midfield. Ty O'Connor breaks it down. Flowery's going out, but so is Timmy Stapelton. Beaten both by Padder Queely. Now it falls back to Jerry Stapleton. Padder has beat him too. Keeps going. Back to Timmy Stapleton, the team captain. Timmy clears the ball out over the sideline. Line ball and more pressure for Borris-Ileigh as Roscrea are now mounting a relentless attack on the Borris-Ileigh goal. 13 minutes into the second half. 5 points still between the teams. Padder Queely cuts a beautiful looking cut towards Joe Tynan. Has the ball in his hand as Joe Tynan. Joe Tynan lets the ball fall to the ground. Out comes Jerry O'Connor. Jerry O'Connor and Frankie Spillane. Still Jerry O'Connor and Frankie. Joe Tynan, now Michael Ryan. Stalemate down in the corner as the ball is pushed out over the sideline. Line ball for, let's see what the linesman does. I'm not too sure which way this one is going. Teams are lining up as if it's for Roscrea. No, indeed, it's for Borris-Ileigh. No, Roscrea ball. Jackie Shanahan. Ball cut back towards Kevin O'Connor, but out of Kevin's reach, back to Noel the wire. Tackled by Padder, but beaten, and now this time Noel drives the ball to get Borris-Ileigh going again. Liam Spooner and Mick Cole. Liam and Mick still. Ball is steered back towards Ty O'Connor. A loose Ty O'Connor to centre the field, clears his lines back past midfield. Richie Dunn and Jerry Stapleton. Richie Dunn is certainly now curving Jerry Stapleton. Noel the wire and Kevin O'Connor. Francis Loughnane. Jerry Stapleton. Well, Jerry seemed to pull across his own man there in the heat of the fray. Referee's whistle goes. Free out for Borris-Ileigh and Jerry Stapleton. Still 5 points between the teams. 14 minutes gone in the second half. Low. Towards Pat Kavanagh and Kevin Brady. Kevin Brady wins and clears. Jackie Shanahan and Mick Ryan. A great pull. Noel O'Dwyer falls back. Fouled by Ger O'Connor. Free in for Borris-Ileigh. Ger held too high, says referee Willie Carroll. Free for Borris-Ileigh to be taken by Nolo the Wire. Noel drives it in low against the wind. Pulled down by Padder Quealy. Cleared out by Kevin O'Connor. Out he comes. Kevin is pushed in the back by Brendan Kenny. Borris-Ileigh once again to come under pressure now from this wind-assisted free to be taken by Tig O'Connor. Up comes Tig. Dropping it 20 metres out. Towards Francis Loughnane. Ball breaks down. Timmy Delaney. Out towards John Stone, Roger Ryan. Roger Ryan has the ball in his hand. Roger turns. Blocked by Timmy Stapelton. Still Roger, still Timmy. Timmy Delaney. Ball getting nowhere. Nobody getting anywhere as Jerry Stapleton pulls hard. John Stone, it breaks up for Roscrea. John Stone shoots. And John Stone has sent the ball over the bar. Now 4 points between the teams. Relentlessly, this lead has been cut down inch by inch and row by row. Owen Walsh to puck out for Borris-Ileigh. Can Borris-Ileigh hold out? Halfway, 16 minutes gone in the second half. A good pull by Noel. Tig O'Connor and Noel. Ger O'Connor. Ger O'Connor with the ball, boots it clear from his brother Tig. Tig still there. Tig picks. Oh, very strong pull on Tig by Jerry Stapleton. The referee is looking at Jerry Stapleton. Now Jerry, yes, well, Jerry is still in the field of play as Padder Quealy prepares to take this free for Roscrea. 65 centre field exactly. To the right of the post. In she goes, dropping in the goal mouth. Pulled out by Owen Walsh. Towards Ger O'Connor centres it. Francis Loughnane. John Stone, loose. John Stone turns and sends a ball back in towards the Borris-Ileigh goal mouth. The ball is cleared out by TF and executed clearance there as far as Flowery Ryan. Past midfield. Kevin Brady and Mick Cole. Ball won in there by Bobby Ryan. Of course, Mick Cole and Ger O'Connor. Kevin O'Connor. Still Mick Cole. Mick Cole passes back to Nolo the Wire. Very cute. Nolo the Wire shoots. Over the bar from once again Nolo the Wire. Kept on the blind side there of Kevin O'Connor, spotted by Bobby Ryan, slipped back to Noel, and Noel with his today's unerring accuracy sent that ball between the posts to give Borris-Ileigh a little bit of comfort as the dog arrives out in the pitch around the 40-metre line on the Roscrea end. A nice little collie. Ball back in midfield, passes from the puck out. 5 points again between the teams. 18 minutes gone. Francis Loughnane now is faced by TF. Francis Loughnane turns and takes a shot, but his shot has gone to the left hand side of the post and it's gone wide. Well, the great flourish that Roscrea started with there suddenly has died down somewhat, even though they're still within striking distance of Borris-Ileigh. With 18 minutes gone, scores now not coming Roscrea's way as they had at the start of the second half. Midfield is the ball. Caught by Flowery. Padder Quealy. Back in towards Francis Loughnane and TF. Francis lets it run through his leg to Roger Ryan. Roger flicks it out towards Francis again. Francis now. Francis Spillane. Francis slips it inside. Oh, here's danger for Borris-Ileigh as Jackie Shanahan gets the ball over to Roger. Jerry Stapleton. John Stone slips it into Joe Tynan, but Joe Tynan just could not turn quickly enough as the ball runs out over the end line and wide. Another opportunity gone there. Roscrea perhaps now taking too many passes. Scores are all important for Roscrea at this stage of the game with 19 minutes gone and there's still 5 points adrift. Ball back out on the 60-metre line, out over the sideline from the goalkeeper. Owen Walsh, line ball, more pressure for Borris-Ileigh. To be taken by Kevin O'Connor as he's faced by Noel the Wire, star man for Borris-Ileigh today. Kevin missed his shot. Tapped back by Jackie Shannon. Good play from Roscrea. In towards the goal mouth. Owen Walsh lets the ball fall, recovers, challenged by Francis Luckman. Ball only goes as far as Francis Luckman is going right out to the corner flag. Francis slips the ball back to John Stone. John Stone, challenged by Timmy Stapelton, coming inside. Beaten by Timmy Stapleton. And cleared by Timmy Stapleton, only as far as Liam Spooner. Back comes the ball again. You're right into the full forward line, the ball is pulled down. Joe Tynan has the ball in his hand, and Joe Tynan sends the ball over the bar. Now the gap once again to 4 points with 20 minutes gone. In the second half, Joe Tynan took that ball and sent it over the bar to score Borris-Ileigh 110. Roscrea now 9 points. 4 points. The Roscrea supporters cheering for "We Want More." I'm sure Borris-Ileigh fans are thinking along the same lines as Owen Walsh comes out. Ball in midfield. Jackie Shanahan wins. Jerry Stapleton, Richie Dunn. Padder Queally, Roscrea winning at centre field now. Ger O'Connor. Frankie Spillane. Ger O'Connor wins. Pull to the ground. Play goes on. Back to Flowery. Flowery shakes off Jackie Shanahan. Ball 30 metres from the Roscrea goal. Kevin Brady. Brendan Maher loses the hurl. Mick Cohen has a clear run in but can't pick it up in time. Kevin Brady, a good shot and a very, very good point from Borris-Ileigh's Mick Cohen. Puts the teams a 5-point margin once again between the teams. That was a good point there from Mick Cohen, who came over from his right corner forward position, the left-hand side, to pick up that loose ball and send it over the bar. 21 minutes gone. Francis Luckman flicks it inside to John Stone. John Stone tries a low shot. A great save by Owen Walsh as the ball is cleared out over the end line at the expense of a 65. .65 for Padder Queally. 5 points between the teams. Roscrea can get it back to 4 but just cannot bridge this 4-point barrier with 22 minutes gone. Borris-Ileigh 8 minutes between a great victory here today in Semple Stadium. 28 years since they've won the title. As Padder Queally pulls the ball right into the square, caught by TF. TF is on the ground. He's coming out. Referee blows his whistle. And there's a code. What is this? Referee has blown his whistle. There's a free in for Roscrea. Is it a penalty? I don't think so. There's a free in for Roscrea, dead straight in front of the post, to be taken by Francis Luckman. 20-metre free, straight in front of the post. What will Francis do? Will he go low? Going over the bar. 10 points to Borris-Ileigh's 111. 4 points again. This figure of 4 points, Roscrea just cannot get down underneath it. They have now 8 minutes to try and pull back this 4 points to retain their county title. Borris-Ileigh have 8 for a great win here today. Can they do it? Ball in midfield. Brendan Kenny slips it outside to Noel the wire. In goes Noel. Noel takes a shot and Noel sends it. Bobby Ryan, that was Bobby Ryan over the bar. Number 11, Bobby playing at centre forward. A very, very important score for Borris-Ileigh. Centre forward, Bobby Ryan. 5 points once again between the teams. 7 minutes left. Bobby Ryan, a very vital score there for Borris-Ileigh. Ball back out with Padder Queally. Slips it out towards Joe Tynan. Joe Tynan. Hooked by Mick Ryan, beaten. Flowery. Flowery clears to midfield. Tyag O'Connor and Noel and Bobby Ryan. Noel the wire up the wing towards Brendan Maher and Mick Cohen. A fresh air by Brendan Maher. Free in, says referee Willie Carroll. Some heavy pulling down there. Free in for Borris-Ileigh. And no doubt Noel O'Dwyer. Well, Borris-Ileigh seem to have weathered the Roscrea storm just as of now, with 6 minutes left in the match. A 5-point winning margin so far for Borris-Ileigh. Noel O'Dwyer trying to put 2 goals between the sides. Looking good, over the bar. Five and a half minutes left in the game. Borris-Ileigh ahead by 2 points. are the champions about to be dethroned. 5.5 minutes is what Roscrea have left to do it. And Borris-Ileigh 5 minutes to hang on. Now, John Stone, a free in. Referee waves play on. John Stone recovers. Frankie Spillane tussling. Oh, Ross, yes, Gerald O'Connor, the man who, as we were saying, we lost sound there for a moment, inspired Roscrea to a last-minute rally over Holy Cross. Earns this free for Francis Luckman. 6 points between the teams. Francis sends it low and over the bar to reduce the deficit now to 5 points. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left in the game. Roscrea, the county champions, 5 points down. Exactly 5 minutes left as Owen Walsh once again prepares to cook out for Borris-Ileigh. A good delivery from Owen into the wind, makes pass centre field. Goal to the wire pulls with Kevin O'Connor. Ball breaks. Back towards Timmy Ryan, missed his punch, short of Kevin O'Connor. Kevin Brady, a bad clearance. Liam Spooner, Brendan Kenny. Out towards Brendan Kenny. Brendan Kenny and Pat Kavanagh, beaten by Peadar Queally. A lot of missing going on over there as the ball is cleared down to an unmarked Timmy Delaney. Timmy drives. Brendan Maher, the Roscrea fullback, clears to midfield. Richie Dunn, Jerry Stapleton, Jackie Shanahan. Here come Roscrea. Clears it inside to Francis Luckman, running right through the defence. Michael Ryan and Joe Tynan. Michael Ryan wins the tussle as far as Gerald O'Connor. Is Gerald O'Connor going to make a burst for Roscrea? Slips it inside, but it's cut out by T.F. Stapleton and cleared out over the sideline. A very, very good interception by T.F. Stapleton that time as Gerald O'Connor tried to set up the score for Roscrea. Peadar Queally to take this sideline puck for Roscrea with 3.5 minutes left in the match. Roscrea are 5 points down. Now look like losing their throne. Peadar Queally along the ground low, cut out. This time towards Jackie Shanahan and Frankie Spillane. Jackie Shanahan wins, pulls, turns, sends it back in towards Kevin O'Connor. Kevin O'Connor still. Back to Joe Tynan. Joe Tynan wins the ball out towards the far wing, where we have Roger Ryan and Gerald O'Connor. Roger Ryan falls to the ground. Gerald O'Connor had the ball in his hand, but ball is cleared out towards Peadar Queally. Peadar misses, and out comes Timmy Delaney. A good clearance, a great clearance from Timmy Delaney as the game enters the last 3 minutes. No on the wire, beaten by Tygo O'Connor. Good clearance by Borris-Ileigh again, by Timmy Ryan. No low the wire again, and Kevin O'Connor. Kevin O'Connor fouls, no low the wire. Free out for Borris-Ileigh. No low the wire to take this 75-metre shot free for Borris-Ileigh. Noel, the star of the Borris-Ileigh forward line today, standing over this ball with under 3 minutes left, drives it wide towards the far corner. Caught in there by his brother Tommy. Cleared by Kevin Brady. Jody Spooner. As down goes Bobby Ryan. I think Bobby got a deflection of the ball there, caught Bobby Ryan straight in the face. The referee's whistle in the meantime has gone. We have a free out for Roscrea, and we hope Bobby Ryan is not too seriously injured. He's coming out. Yes, indeed, Bobby is all right to take up his position again at centre forward, where he's been having a very, very effective game for Borris-Ileigh. Joe Rowland into the last 2 minutes. 5 points adrift are the county champions. Ball is breaking towards Timmy Delaney. Wins the ball. Gerald O'Connor. Gerald O'Connor is going in. Still Gerald O'Connor. He shoots. Great save by Owen Walsh. Joe Tynan. Joe Tynan for Roscrea shoots again, and Joe Tynan sends it over the bar to narrow the gap now to 4 points with 1.5 minutes left in the game. 113 to 12 points. Roscrea just could not bridge that 4-point barrier. Now one of the Roscrea forwards that is down injured, looks like to have a serious head injury. We'll try and see who it is in a moment. I think it could be Gerald O'Connor, number 10 on the Roscrea team. Gerald, who really tried his heart out there to try and get through the Borris-Ileigh defence for what might have been a tonic score or goal for Roscrea, injured in the process. Roscrea now calling for a substitute. Ball out midfield. Won by Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan going up the wing, faced by Brendan Maher. Bobby Ryan turns to take the shot. Blocked down by Joe Rowland, out to Brendan Maher. Brendan Maher fails to clear. Kevin Brady out towards Bobby Ryan again. Bobby Ryan sends it right across the face of the goal. Brendan Kenny is out there, so is Peter Quealy. Peter drives. Now Roscrea can they mount a last challenge to retain their throne. TF clears as far as Nolo Dwyer. Nolo Dwyer rampant for Borris-Ileigh. Clears the ball down towards the right corner. Towards his brother. Tommy has it in his hand. Tommy Dwyer is going in. Tommy Dwyer shoots. And Tommy Dwyer has sent it wide. Gerard O'Connor still being attended to. We make it now. The game is all but over as Borris-Ileigh are ahead by 4 points. Now heading for their 4th county title. 4 points ahead with the game up according to our stopwatch. Referee looking at his watch. Ball is out in midfield. Timmy Ryan pulls and clears up as far as Mick Cole. Mick turns and shoots and sends it over the bar. Borris-Ileigh certainly now heading for their 4th county title. 1-14 for 12 points. Ref checks his watch again. Ball is out in midfield. 31 minutes gone in this half. Peter Quealy and Brendan Kenny. Peter wins. Cleared. Out over the sideline. Line ball for Borris-Ileigh. The referee checking with his linesman. As Purdy Lucknan has come into the Roscrea team for the injured Gerard O'Connor. Timmy Ryan, the centre fielder, to take this, must be one of the last few pucks of the game. Up goes the ball, in towards Brendan Maher and Mick Cole. Kevin Brady. Tommy Dwyer beats him, but puts the ball out over the sideline. Line ball for Borris-Ileigh. For Roscrea, we should say, with now 32 minutes just into the second half. A bad shot there from Kevin Brady, missed again by Brendan Maher, but Brendan recovers. Ball out over the sideline. Well, I think everybody at this stage is beginning to say Borris-Ileigh are the county champions. A lot of lackluster play up there in the far corner as the game is in its 32nd minute. A line ball for Nolo Dwyer and Borris-Ileigh. Nolo Dwyer. A good shot from Noel, cut out by Peter Quealy. The referee is going for the ball. It's over. Borris-Ileigh are the champions.
Great game, great game.
Borris-Ileigh have won their 4th county title on a score of Borris-Ileigh 1 goal and 14 points. Roscrea, the defending champions, 12 points. Well, a great victory here today for Borris-Ileigh, who built up a lead in the first half with the win at their backs. Roscrea made a tremendous effort at the start of the second half. Started to hurl very, very well, but the scores just did not come quick enough for the Roscrea men. Borris-Ileigh steadied themselves again. Jerry Stapelton got back into the fray at centre half back, steadied themselves, got a few very important points, scores from Nolo Dwyer. One very good one that stands out in my mind from centre forward Bobby Ryan. Borris-Ileigh weathered the Roscrea storm and steered their ship to their 4th county title here in Semple Stadium in and our commiserations, of course, to Roscrea, who today have lost their county throne. But we must remember Roscrea have graced these fields with great displays of hurling over the last 12 years. So Borris-Ileigh, the new county champions of the County Tipperary for 1981. From everybody here in Semple Stadium in Thurles, Balayer of Galair. Right there we have shots of the Borris-Ileigh team from our friends across the water who would like to see this cup being presented to Borris-Ileigh. Number 10 going up there, Brendan Kenny. Number 13, Mick Cone. Number 2, I can see, as they wait the arrival of their captain, Timmy Stapelton, to accept the cup on behalf of the Borris-Ileigh team. Presentation now taking place in the new stand here today in Semple Stadium in Thurles. Way across the field, away from us. And the Dan Breen Cup will now shortly be presented to Timmy Stapelton. And indeed, we must say that it's Borris-Ileigh team who have been very, very prominent in hurling in Tipperary, in North Tipperary, and in the county over the last 8 to 10 years, but always seem to be the bridesmaid. Well, today in Thurles, they have come good and have defeated Roscrea to take their 4th county title back to the village of Borris-Ileigh, where I'm sure tomorrow being a bank holiday, there'll be great celebrations throughout tonight and tomorrow night, and indeed all during the week down in Borris-Ileigh. Presentation, as you can see on your screens, Timmy Stapelton now waiting to receive the cup by Michael Maher, the chairman of the Tipperary County Board. Now here comes the cup for Timmy Stapelton. And up goes the cheer from the Borris-Ileigh supporters. Well, Borris-Ileigh have waited a long, long time for this county final victory. 1953 was their last title. 28 years is a long time for any parish to wait. But we must remember, Roscrea waited until 1968 for their first title. Timmy Stapleton now safely has the cup in his hands for Borris-Ileigh, and we would presume at this stage all roads are leading in that direction. That is just about where we're now going to head for. From all of us here again in Semple Stadium in Thurles, a very good day.
And we have a small committee who have worked their way very hard during the game to know who that person may be. And at half time maybe we may have given it to one person, and at the quarter of the stage it may have been another. So at full time it was none other than no other.
Well, we'd just like to tell you that the committee sitting here looking at this match have nominated Nolo Dwyer as man of the match, and indeed they would be our sentiments up high up here in the old stand as well. Noel proved very, very accurate today, both from frees and from play, and indeed too much of a handful for the Roscrea half-back line. So there you are, Nolo Dwyer, man of the match, as Borris-Ileigh head back to their dressing rooms.
Yeah, I want to follow you.
we have